Coming up this morning on DITV, America Wants Answers. New information surfaces regarding Robert Mueller's investigation. Hear reactions from local and national leaders. And later, winter may be over, but it looks like it left a little parting gift.
Last night was the home opener for the softball team.
First-year head coach Renee Gillespie has a lot to prove. How'd the game go? We'll tell you in sports.
Let's hope this warmer weather we've had heading into April sticks around and isn't just an April Fool's joke. Stay tuned for weather to find out.
All that more coming up. DITV starts right now. Good morning, thank you for tuning in to this live Thursday morning edition of DITV. I'm Sydney Zatz. Now, a majority of Americans are not on the same page as President Trump about whether or not he's been exonerated for collusion with Russia. The president claimed a complete and total exoneration after Special Counsel Robert Mueller released his report last week. But recent polls say that over 50% of Americans believe Trump colluded with Russia, while just above 40% say the president is in the clear. This has caused great debate from both sides in Washington, with Republicans looking to move on.
The goal of a prosecutor is to bring a case or not. And if you can't meet the beyond the reasonable doubt standard, if you're confused about the law and the facts, then you don't bring the case. The goal is not to exonerate people. The goal is to find out whether or not a crime was committed.
But since the public hasn't seen the full report and only heard a summary, Democrats want answers.
The American people paid for this report. The president and the attorney general say the president is exonerated. So what are we hiding? And why are we hiding it from the American people? If it's very substantial, we have every right to see it. And again, the American public is going to demand it.
Whether the full report is released is up to the attorney general. And so far, there are no guarantees.
And I'm most concerned that when I asked whether he could commit that the American people and the Congress would see the entire unredacted report and the underlying evidence, he would not make a commitment on that. And that is not acceptable.
Here on the local side of things, Iowans too have strong reactions to the Russian investigation and the Mueller report. The DI had a chance to sit down with Congressman Lobsack to hear his thoughts on the matter.
I hope that in all of this, we don't forget that the Russians, for God's sakes, did interfere in our election process. And I have no idea to what effect, because I don't think we really know that for sure. But they did. And we can't allow that to happen any longer. This is only one aspect, by the way, of cybersecurity. But this was a foreign, hostile nation trying to affect our election and trying to manipulate the outcome of our election. Again, and I'm glad the Mueller report is final. I would like to see it. I think that all of you would probably like to see it. We voted 420 to nothing in the U.S. House. All of us want to see it. It's being held up in the Senate by Mitch McConnell. Unfortunately, it only takes one senator to stop something in the Senate, as you know.
A special thanks to our DI Politics team who are in Washington, D.C. this week covering these issues and more. Be sure to check our website, dailyiowan.com, for other stories and details from Washington. Yesterday, Governor Kim Reynolds signed a bill that will effect free speech on Iowa college campuses. The bill prohibits free speech zones and says that public areas of campuses will be public forums. Allowing free speech in these areas, the bill also protects student organizations by not allowing colleges to deregister or remove funding and support of the beliefs and decisions made by the organizations. This bill comes just a few years after the UI registered Christian group Business Leaders in Christ, after an openly gay student was denied a leadership position within the organization. To hear reactions from both protesters and supporters of this bill, visit dailyiowan.com, where reporter Kayla McCullough goes more in depth. Yesterday, it was announced that the trial Christian Bahana Rivera, the man accused of killing UI student Molly Tibbetts, will be moved out of Poshak County because of its extensive publicity. The trial, slated to begin on September 3rd, will be moved to Woodbury County, located on the western side of the state. Parties on both sides agreed to change the venue in order to find a fair and impartial jury. Rivera is being charged with first-degree murder after he allegedly killed Tibbetts last summer. He currently remains in jail on a $5 million bond. As the weather warms up and the last remains of snow and ice melt away, Iowa City is right in the middle of, well, pothole season. Although potholes are constantly being filled, DITV reporter Abby Napolis has more on the dangers these pesky little holes can cause.
Although spring in Iowa City does mean more sun and melting snow, it also means the rise of pothole season. Throughout the streets of Iowa City, potholes are appearing as more ice and snow melt, while existing potholes are in danger of deterioration. Driving over a pothole at high speeds can put your car at a risk for punctured tire, steering misalignment, or bent rims, which can require pricey automotive repair, something a few University of Iowa students are all too familiar with.
I was driving down Prentice and I hit a big pothole, and it caused me to hit the curb and broke my axle, and we took it to Firestone, and it cost $2,500 to fix, which was more than the car was worth. So I had to get a whole loan, get a whole brand new car. That's what the pothole caused me to do.
Basically, I was on my way home from work, driving down the highway. Hit a nice little pothole, which flattened my tire. I just told him that my tire went out and need to grab a couple new tires for it, and I hope that my rib wasn't damaged, hopefully, but wasn't cheap, that's for sure.
Residents of Iowa City with certain potholes in mind can request repair at the City of Iowa City website. Reporting for Daily Iowan TV, this is Abby Napolis.
And hopefully that warmer weather will speed up the process of fixing those potholes, but is the warm weather here to stay? We have Melissa in the weather studio with more.
Thanks, Sydney. That's right. Today's weather is going to be pretty mild and cloudy skies with a 20% chance of rain. The temperature will be a high of 60 degrees and there will be light winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour. As we move into the evening hours, the temperature will drop to 41 degrees with a 50% chance of rain showers, and the winds from earlier will pick up to 10 to 15 miles per hour. As we look further into the week, you can see that overall temperatures are going to get a little colder, and we'll be seeing some rain, sunshine, and clouds. Tomorrow will be cloudy with a high of 51 degrees and a low of 36 degrees with some winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then in the evening, there is a 60% chance of rain. This weekend, it's going to be a little bit chilly, so if you're going to be outside, grab a jacket because the temperatures are going to decrease into the 40s. Saturday's temperature will be in the mid-40s with cloudy skies on Sunday. There will be sunny skies and temperatures in the upper 40s. Next week, as we head into the first 2 days of April, the temperatures are no April Fool's joke, and they will be sticky around, and even better, they'll be warming up. On Monday, temperatures will be in the mid-50s, and on Tuesday, temperatures warm back up into the low 60s. These consistently warmer temperatures seem like spring is finally here to stay. Sydney, back to you at the desk.
Definitely something to look forward to. And with this nicer weather, we are seeing more events outside, like on the Tea and Clear Walkway, which is currently being occupied by students, faculty, and community members reading the Iliad for 24 hours straight. The event, called Homerathon, named after Homer, the author behind the Iliad and others, is an annual tradition at the UI put on by the Classics Department. The event pays tribute to a different time when poetry was read out loud, but also celebrates the stories and teachings found in the classics. The event began last night at 5 p.m. and will continue until 5 p.m. tonight with a variety of readers, including UI President Bruce Harold and Iowa City Mayor Jim Thorgmorton. Now, students and staff outdoors reading classics all night, or for those just always on the go, food may not always be a top priority, but skipping a meal and not watching what you eat may not be the most nutritious lifestyle. DITV reporter Lauren Varell has more.
Not eating 3 meals a day may not be the best choice. The 2-meal diet or intermediate fasting is when you only eat 2 meals a day or you eat 3 meals in a short period of time. Joanne Daler-Miller, dietitian at Student Wellness, says your body needs more energy than that throughout the day.
Our bodies need energy, and we get energy from food, so we need to be eating throughout the day.
She says people tend to overeat when they put too much time in between meals, and we should be eating a well-balanced meal every 5 hours. However, some people find themselves snacking throughout the day because they get hungry.
I find like I can't make it between regular meals without some kind of snack. Like I get so hungry that I can't focus on anything else.
Making sure to think about the My Plate diagram when you choose what to eat will help you balance your diet during the day.
Ultimately, this diet is about feeding your body what you think it needs. Like my body needs a Blaze pizza. Reporting from the Old Capitol Mall in Iowa City, this is Lauren Varell, DITV News.
We had a lot happening in Hawkeye Sports last night, and to tell us more, we have Allie and Jung in the sports studio.
Yeah, that's right. Bob Pearl Field was under some aerial attack last night.
Exactly right. Softball season finally started in Iowa City when the Hawks took on Western Illinois in their home opener.
Freshman Sydney Owens scored Iowa's only run of the game in the second inning when junior Leah Thompson hit this triple into center field.
Iowa had 3 pitching changes and walked 10 Leathernecks, which helped Western Illinois beat Iowa 10-1.
I think for the first day on the field and having a great crowd and being under the lights, we came back, we had 1 practice on this field yesterday, so it actually feels like we're away again. So we need more practices on this field. We need to get them comfortable with being at Pearl Field and just being able to settle in and get back into what we were doing. I think we're road warriors. We do better on the road right now. Now we have to learn how to play at home.
Softball beat reporter Kimberly Bates has more on the unexpected loss against Western Illinois.
Opening day is typically an exciting day for baseball and softball fans alike. But when you lose your home opener to a team who has fallen on 6 of their last 7 games, you have to wonder what went wrong.
Yeah, just not the team that we put on the field. We went through 3 different pitchers, and none of them were on sharp tonight, and we got to have that. We talk about pitching starts with the pitchers, and when our pitchers aren't on, then our defense falls apart. And so we just have to worry about getting sharper and just taking care of business right now.
And at Coach Gillespie's first game coaching at home, she noticed the one thing that kept the Hawks going the entire game: the fans.
Now we got to get accustomed to the crazy crowds, and we love them. I mean, we got to have people staying out here, and everybody stayed out here. I'm like, I probably would have left in the 5th inning after that game, but everyone stayed out. We have just great fans, and that's what we need. We need that support, and the girls will come around. We just got to keep our fans there. Can we start over? That's what I say about this game. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Hawks can't start over, but they can prove themselves in the Big Ten. Reporting from Pearl Field, Kimberly Bates, DITV Sports.
We apologize for those brief technical difficulties, but now it's time to see what this team is made of as they open up a 3-game homestand against Northwestern this weekend. But now the men's swimming and diving championship starts today in Austin, Texas, and we have swimming beat reporter Tanner Desplank standing by in the newsroom with more.
Good morning, Tanner.
Good morning.
Now, Tanner, who is representing Iowa at the NCAAs?
Only 2 divers were invited to compete in this year's NCAA's championship for Iowa, senior Will Brenner and sophomore Anton Juarez. Both divers are first-time NCAA qualifiers, with Brenner diving off the 1 meter today and Juarez off the platform on Saturday. They both finished well in their events during the NCAA Zone D Diving Championship and are both the record holders for in their events. Juarez is at the top of his game and has a chance to finish in the top 10 off the platform and could even place if he continues his diving trend we see during the regular season. I believe he'd be lucky to finish in the top 20. For Brenner, on the other hand, I think he is close to beating his record again, but I don't think his score will be good enough for him to finish amongst the top 10. He is diving against the best divers in Division I for his first time as a senior, and with this pressure of finally getting to the big dance, he will finish, I believe he will finish just somewhere outside the top 15. But we'll just have to see how they both fare this weekend at NCAA's in Austin, Texas. John and Allie, back to you.
That's it for us in the sports studio. Back to you, Sydney.
We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day, Iowa City.